Since Shazam Fury of the Gods was released in theaters, it hasn't been doing so well. It hasn't been doing so hot either. Commercially, it's really plummeting. Critically, it's getting panned big time. And the responses are more negative than positive, if we're being honest. Maybe audience members like it, but I mean, I've yet to see the movie, so I can't really judge it for myself. At least it's still in theaters right now. But as someone who did see Shazam film from 2019, and I really, really like that movie, it's sort of strange, just to see the situation as it is. I don't know how a very good comic book superhero movie like Shazam from 2019 and then the sequel just plummeted and bombed. Although, in my opinion, I think a lot of that has to do with the DCU film's direction that it's going, since Fury of the Gods is technically a DCEU, or in other words, DC Extended Universe movie. And since that whole project and that whole film universe is being completely scrapped, I think this is why it's sort of like one of those what's the point anyway sort of thing. Whereas I think some people should just think if it's a really good film, then go ahead. But if it's not generally, then it doesn't matter. And especially since critical scores got like a 68% drop, like in the 60s, which is just kind of as bad as Batman v Superman, at least the theatrical cut. I mean, the Ultimate Edition is a better film. Suicide Squad like got 71, so whatever. At least that's still not good results. It did open with a $30.5 million opening in the weekend, which is not very good. Whereas the first film got like 53 million. So the Shazam 2019 $53.5 million opening weekend in the box office, and then it still made more money. And then I think globally, like in the US, that film got 141, but 366 million globally. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, better numbers compared to what's going on right now for Fury of the Gods. Not off to a good start as well. One of the weaker films of the DCEU since Man of Steel. And, this is like post-pandemic, post-COVID-19 pandemic sort of thing. So that hasn't really helped as well. Whereas like grossing $102.4 million with 46.3 from the US and 56.1 across the globe in major markets that's been released, except in France. Why it's not released in France, I don't know. I won't get into it and whatever. Maybe it'll make it to the $100 million range, but 200 million? No, it's not likely at all. And that's kind of embarrassing. But I mean, and its second weekend did get 9.7 million, but it also doesn't help that John Wick 4, which is getting major, major critical acclaim and getting so much praise, is that movie is crushing it. It is owning the action film scene in the box office in movie theaters right now, or at least it's coming soon. But it sounds like there's a lot of positive reaction to John Wick Chapter 4, so that's at least a good thing. And it is kind of lower compared to like Wonder Woman 1984. I should say Fury of the Gods is lower than like Wonder Woman 1984 and Suicide Squad and all those problems. So, I mean, crazy when you think that the first movie had a 90% Rotten Tomato rating, and then like this one, 51%, which is abysmal, very discouraging, alarming as well. Makes me wonder what exactly went wrong and how, what did it not capture the same spirit as the first film? I can't really say. Even like other DC films like Joker made 1.07 billion, and The Batman, the one with Robin Pattinson, March 2022, made 767.5 million. And those are like at least known as DC Elseworlds films. So, oof, not very good. Not very good right now for the DC Extended Universe, but then again, we all know that's eventually going to get scrapped. If that's what's happening right now with this film, who's to say The Flash in June will be any better, right?